Peace doesn't just appear. You create it by what you hold on to, and even more by what you let go. We often talk about adding things to feel better. New habits, new mindsets, new routines. But in Buddhism, healing often starts with subtraction. You don't need to fix everything. You just need to release what's quietly poisoning your mind. Thoughts, people, expectations, patterns. And you don't need to announce it. You can remove things quietly, like cleaning a room no one else sees. So let's begin. The first thing to remove is the need to explain yourself to everyone. Not everyone deserves access to your why. Not every decision needs defense. Peace begins when you stop performing for people who misunderstand you on purpose. Let them think what they want. You weren't born to be understood by everyone. Silence isn't surrender. It's choosing peace over permission. Every time you over-explain, you abandon yourself a little. So start keeping some things for you, and only you. The second thing to remove is the urge to respond instantly. We think being fast means we're in control, but often, speed is just fear. Fear of silence, of disconnection, of not being enough. Buddhist silence teaches you to pause. Not everything needs a reply, and not every reply builds peace. Let time soften your reactions. Let breath replace urgency. If this is the kind of reminder your mind needs more of, subscribe and tap the bell, so silence can find you before the noise does. The third thing to remove is comparison. Nothing steals inner peace faster than measuring your life against someone else's highlight reel. It begins quietly. A glance at someone's success, a scroll through someone's joy, a whisper in your mind that you're behind. But comparison is a liar. It tells you you're not enough, even when you are. Buddhist practice reminds you your path is not supposed to look like theirs, and silence helps you come back to your lane. You don't need to be ahead, you just need to be aligned. The fourth thing to remove is the need for constant productivity. The idea that rest must be earned, that your value is tied to how much you produce. But Buddhism teaches presence, not performance. You are not here to chase busyness. You are here to be aware, to breathe, to live fully. Silence reminds you, you are not a machine. You are not behind. You are not lazy. You are tired. And rest too is a form of wisdom. The fifth thing to remove is people who only love you when you shrink. Those who prefer your silence when it's submission, not peace. Those who feel more comfortable when you're uncertain, because your confidence reminds them of their own lack. Buddhism doesn't ask you to hate them. Just don't carry them. Let them walk their path. And protect yours with silence. Some people deserve your forgiveness, but not your access. The sixth thing to remove is the belief that you must always be positive. Positivity becomes toxic when it silences pain, when it denies reality, when it shames you for feeling human. In Buddhism, acceptance comes before change. You don't jump to light by avoiding the dark. You pass through it, fully awake. Peace isn't pretending everything's fine. It's knowing you're safe, even when it's not. So let go of the pressure to smile when your soul needs to sit in silence. The seventh thing to remove is the fear of disappointing others. You weren't born to meet everyone's expectations. You weren't made to be manageable. Fear of disappointment will keep you small, quiet in the wrong ways, busy with things that don't matter. Buddhism teaches right intention, not perfect outcomes. Your job is not to be pleasing. Your job is to be present. And if your peace disrupts someone's comfort, let it. The eighth thing to remove is guilt for needing rest. The world will praise your hustle, but not your healing. It will call you strong when you're exhausted, and weak when you finally slow down. But Buddhism honors balance. It teaches that rest is not a break from progress. It's part of it. You are not lazy for listening to your body. You are not selfish for protecting your peace. You don't have to prove your worth through exhaustion. Let go of the guilt. Choose rest, not as an escape, but as a return to yourself. The ninth thing to remove is the habit of absorbing everyone else's emotions. You are not a container for other people's chaos. You are not responsible for fixing what others refuse to heal. Empathy is sacred, but not when it drains you. Buddhism teaches compassion with boundaries, to care without carrying, to help without hurting yourself in the process. You can love people deeply and still protect your inner space. You don't have to suffer to prove that you care. The 10th thing to remove is the belief that your worth is tied to your past. Whatever happened, who you were, what you allowed, what you didn't know yet, is not who you are now. The past is a place of reference, not residence. Buddhism teaches impermanence. Everything changes, including you. You don't need to carry old guilt into new chapters. You don't need to keep proving you've changed. Release the weight. Let your silence speak for who you've become. Now that the noise is quieter, you may start to notice what silence has been trying to show you all along. That peace isn't something you find. It's what rises when you stop holding on to what hurts. You didn't have to fight your way into stillness. You just had to stop feeding what kept you restless. What you removed wasn't the problem. It was the distraction. And now, without all that weight, you can finally hear yourself again. You don't need to rebuild who you are. You need to uncover who you've always been, under the noise, the guilt, the tension. Every toxic layer you removed was never yours to begin with. That anxiety wasn't your truth. That pressure wasn't your purpose. That voice telling you to do more, be more, prove more. It wasn't your own. Silence doesn't just clear space. It reveals what's real. And now that you're here, you can begin to trust your own voice again, the one beneath it all. There is no version of you more powerful than the one who doesn't need to explain peace. Not everyone will understand your silence. Not everyone will respect your boundaries. And that's okay. You didn't let go of the noise to be admired. You let go to be free. Buddhism teaches non-attachment, not just to things, but to the need for validation. Peace is not loud. It's the quiet knowing that you've returned to yourself, and that is enough. Peace doesn't mean life gets quieter. It means you don't need to match its volume anymore. You walk through the same world, same noise, same demands, same chaos, But you're no longer wired to react. You move differently. You protect differently. You listen to your body first, not the noise around you. This is the shift. You're not escaping the world. You're entering it fully, but on your own terms. You don't owe explanations for your peace. You don't have to justify the boundaries you've built, or the things you've let go, or the quiet life you've chosen. Buddhism teaches inner refuge, a place inside you that doesn't depend on approval, agreement, or applause. Not everyone will get it. That's fine. Your peace isn't up for debate. It's a decision you made, and you don't need permission to keep it. Not everything you remove will make noise when it leaves. Some of the deepest shifts happen quietly. A thought you no longer entertain. A conversation you choose not to continue. A habit you stop feeding with your energy. There's no applause for that. No visible reward. Just space. And in that space, you begin to breathe differently. Think differently. Be differently. This is the kind of change that lasts. Because it wasn't loud, it was true. Removing doesn't always mean loss. Sometimes it means remembering. Remembering who you were before the noise, before you carried what wasn't yours, before the world told you who to be. In Buddhism, letting go isn't a defeat. It's a return. A return to breath, to stillness, to the quiet, steady voice beneath all the others, the one that says, "You're okay. You've always been okay. You just forgot for a while." You didn't have to burn bridges. You didn't have to announce your healing. You just had to stop feeding what kept you empty. This is the power of quiet removal. No drama, no blame. Just a calm decision to take your peace seriously. The things you let go of, they were never stronger than you. They just got comfortable living in your space. But now, that space is yours again, and you get to choose what grows in it next. Peace doesn't always look impressive. Sometimes it just looks like walking away, like not explaining, like letting go without needing permission. You didn't fix everything. You didn't become perfect. You simply made space for stillness, for truth, for you. And now that you're here, pause for a moment. Let that silence settle in your chest. Feel what it's like to carry less. Now ask yourself, what's one thing you're still holding on to, that deep down, you know it's time to let go of? Leave it in the comments. Or if you're not ready to release it yet, write it anyway. That's how it begins.